snakes?
No snakes in that one.
Gotcha. That was another one.
They wouldn't let us in the churches with snakes.
Got it.
We would go in and set up, and we'd leave, and we'd come back when it was done.
Gotcha.
That they didn't want an audience. So true snake handling churches let us know when they're ready for us.
Gotcha.
When it's over. But this service, it was, like I said, it was lively. There were music and people kind of up and about, and with the casket, because with the lid open, you have that much weight, makes it kind of want to tip to the back anyway. I wasn't actually in the chapel. I was in the back. They had a window in the door, so I could see what was happening. Because usually during the services, if the ladies at the church are cooking a meal, the little funeral director secret, we go eat.
Yeah.
they serve us first.
Nice.
But anyway, I was in the back, and I had my little meal, and I was watching, and the ladies, I believe it was her sister, wanted to. She was expressing her faith and joy and all the things, and she took her sister's hands in the casket. They were going to dance together.
Uh-oh.
And I could see that casket rocking. And I thought, if that thing flips off backwards, I'm leaving. I'm going to leave. No, I wouldn't have. But I really did not want to figure out how to deal with that, because that's usually when my faith kicked in, and I would start pleading with the Lord to not let that casket flip over, because that was really going to be awful.
How could they move the arm? Like, wouldn't rigor mortis be a thing? Or they're kind of just...
Well, they would move some. Now, not up over her head, but you got a little leeway there.
Yeah, doing jazzercise right there.
A little. And the lid was going, and it's rocking, and I kept thinking, please, do not let that flip backwards. And it didn't, and God answers prayer, and
start playing paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah, because I did not want to have. Yeah, there were so many times that I kept thinking that things would happen, and I'm like, kind of like in South Carolina when the people fell in the grave. I thought, I'm out of here. I'm going to run into oncoming traffic. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm so young and inexperienced. What do you even do? Even if you were old and experienced, what do you do?
Look at him like on Tommy Boy and be like, what'd you do when they fall in?
Because all the eyes, all of a sudden, they're turning to the funeral director.
Oh, goodness.
One of the things when I was at a cemetery, we started doing dove releases. I wonder if we talked about this in the last. I don't think so. So we did dove releases, and they were really awesome. The symbolism of them was very awesome.
And isn't it religious?
It is. The way we did them, we had, you could do one and two things. We actually, if the family wanted it, of course, but we offered it as a free service. We started doing a single dove release on every family we served at the graveside. And there was a verse out of Psalms where David says, "Oh, if I had wings like a dove, I would fly away and be at rest." Man, I don't remember where in the Psalms, but anyway. And so we would get up with the box with the dove. Now, we'd give it to the family if the family wanted to release the dove. And that was, we'd say the verse, and the dove would fly and do about 3 circles, and then actually flew back, I think, to Raynell because they were homing pigeons. There weren't really doves. And usually they beat the guy that brought them, that lived in Raynell, that trained them. They'd beat him home. So,
hold on. So they trained them to fly home?
Yeah,
and then
you can't just throw a dove out. Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
You can't just throw a dove out every time there's a service. We got to recycle.
Oh, wow.
So they were homing pigeons. And am I telling too many?
No, this is great. This is great. People are out there is like, daggone it, Sally, why'd you tell them?
I know. The other thing that we could do was, it was called a Trinity release, and there was actually 4 of them. So the family would have the dove that represented their deceased,
right,
going to meet. The 3, we would turn the 3 loose. And it's supposed to represent the Trinity. God,
Father,
Jesus,
Son, Holy Ghost.
Spirit. And so they would circle. And when they circled, then the family would release the spirit of their loved one, who would go join the Trinity in the air. And then they would circle together and then fly back to Raynell.
Fly to the Raynell McDonald's, eat some fries.
And it was beautiful. I mean, very touching. Like I said, the symbolism of it, amazing. From a funeral director standpoint, anytime you bring circus animals in the mix, you don't know what you're getting because you have lost control of the situation.
Yep.
And there were several things. Like, one, we did so many services that the Hawks learned that feeding times were 11, 1, and 3.